If I can have everyone's attention for a second, we'll get this started. We're going to take advantage of the one day of summer that we're going to get to this year. So, first off, on behalf of the Triple Crown Committee and the races and everything, thank you all for showing up tonight. Looking forward to just a social run. This is an opportunity for everybody to kind of get out on the course without worrying about who you're chasing, what your watch says, how fast you're going, how many little kids that shouldn't have passed you, all of those things that take place on race day. So make sure that if you're out there running, if you have questions about the course, race strategies, anything that you may think may help your race day experience, feel free to ask any number of the runners around here. For those that aren't aware, there are a number of folks that just qualified to race, to run the Boston Marathon. They ran Sugarloaf. With those people, that's a great wealth of knowledge. They've obviously trained well. If you guys could just raise your hand, those that just qualified up at Boston, up at Sugarloaf to run Boston. So, well done to them. So don't be afraid to ask them questions. If they don't know their answer, they'll make it up. Does everybody, how many people have never run the Fit Fest course? Okay. So, for those that have never run it and those that have, the start is out on Main Street. It's right at the edge of the bridge. It goes across into Lewiston. You go all the way up to Canal Street. You're taking a right on Canal Street. Once you're on Canal Street, running with traffic, you're going to go all the way out to Locust. Okay? There are orange arrows at the corner of Locust pointing you down the road. The 1 mile mark is just beyond that right-hand turn. You're going to go down to the bottom of Locust and you're going to take a left on River Road. There are more orange arrows down there as well. You're going to head out River Road. You're going to go to Merton where the fire hydrant is. So you're going to have Merton Street. It goes up, loops down. Where it comes back down, there's a fire hydrant. There are a bunch of orange arrows in the middle of the road. That's your turnaround point. You're going to head all the way back in River Road. You're going to come back down to Rails. Rails Restaurant. You're going to take a left on Beach Street. You're going to diagonal across Beach and head into Samard Payne Park. You're going to circle the park, take a right up onto the railroad bridge, come across the railroad bridge, take a right onto Riverwalk, and the finish is right over here in the shade. Okay, it's pretty simple, but I will tell you this, there's a lot of traffic out there right now. So, be very cautious, try and stay on the sidewalks, even though the footing's gonna be a little shaky up on Canal Street and some spots. So, anybody that would like more instructions about the course, just come on up. For those of you that are familiar with the course, let's go ahead and rock and roll. And by the way, there is a place called Gritty's. It's right down here on the right. I've never been there, but I understand they serve beer. I think they serve beer. It'd be great to talk and socialize with a number of you folks after the run tonight. So have fun out there.
So, one of the things that everybody tries to do is when the gun goes off, they try and go too hard up that first hill. I think one of the keys is you just want to get through that hill without creating too much of a deficit. Don't worry about where you are in relation to the rest of the pack. Get through the hill clean, make the right-hand turn onto Canal Street. And then once you're on Canal, the road opens up a little bit, people start to settle in, and now you can start to pick your way along. If you haven't dug too deep of a hole, usually 15 to 20 seconds after you make the right-hand turn, you're pretty well recovered again, and now you can start thinking about, okay, how am I feeling? How's my legs feel? Is everything working? Do I feel like I expected to feel at this point of the race? And the fact that you're getting to the mile mark just about the time you turn onto Locust and head down the steep downhill really gives you a pretty good gauge, because since it is flat, you've got a little bit of an uphill. If you're about 10 seconds, give or take, slower than you expect to run for the overall average, you're probably in really good shape at that point, because now you've got the hill out of the way, you've got the settling in out of the way, and now it's a matter of starting to grind. Once you get down onto, River Road, Lincoln Street, it is a little more uphill than people realize. You know, you take the left-hand turn and head out towards, in the Lisbon direction. You get a little bit of a climb at that first bridge, and then you drop down a little bit, and then it's a gradual climb right out to the U-turn. Of course, that gradual climb, that means you're also going to come gradually down after you make the U-turn. So there's an advantage and there's an opportunity to pick up some ground there. You've obviously seen who's in front of you. Anybody that you may or may not be chasing, now you've got a pretty good idea where they are. And you can start to pick people off as you make your way back. 2 Mile is just beyond the intersection of Locust and Lincoln there. And then it's pretty mild. You got an uphill stretch, a little bit of another uphill as you get to the traffic light, and then it flattens out to beach. And then your last little challenge is when you're making the curve around Simard Payne Park. If you can gather yourself on that little bit of a downhill and just get yourself up that incline going up to the railroad bridge, then it's once you hit the bridge, you should be able to open it up. You've got a downhill finish, downhill and flat finish. So, you know, really this is a opportune course to go out conservative and finish fast. And if you do go out conservative on that first hill, you know, I think you can run some good times out here. So hopefully everybody runs the race that they want to.